Welcome. Stephanie Zima here, transformation coach and virtual upline for you tonight. And yes, you on Facebook, you get a little opportunity to dive in because you know what? I figured, you guys, I'm going to live stream it as well on Facebook tonight for all of these entrepreneurs, online people that are struggling and dealing with procrastination. And I'm going to let them have a little bit of taste as to what this community is about, what I'm trying to grow. It's still very small, so get in if you are wanting to get some personal development for entrepreneurs, and some help on how to overcome some of the challenges that you've got going on. So tonight and this whole month, so every month, just so you all know, every month we are going over a schedule that I am training on and teaching on. Last month, we got really clear on defining our goals and knowing how to set goals and all that stuff. And this month, we are talking about procrastination, okay? And we're going to go over procrastination triggers and how they can apply in your business and how you can combat them and overcome this challenge, because walk it free is healing what is holding us back, connecting with what is right now and our mission and our vision and our values. Where do we want to go? What are we here to create? What do we want to do? And then leveling up through that. And procrastination is what holds us back a lot, right? Whether or not you're new in business or if you've been doing this forever, it doesn't matter. A new level always takes a new devil. And a new situation always takes a new set of skills. Okay, so let's go over those triggers a little bit. The first trigger that we've got is the lack of clarity. So many of us are joining a network marketing opportunity and we are hopping in there and we're doing it because we want to what? What is the reason? You on Facebook, drop it in the comments. What is the reason why you are here? But why did you start? Did you start because you wanted to have friends? Did you start because you wanted to make money? Do you start because you wanted to matter to people? Do you start because you wanted to, you're bored, you wanted to do something? Like I started back then because I was always a businesswoman. I love my children and I loved being a stay-at-home mom, but I could not, I couldn't. I needed professionalism. I needed thoughts. I needed adult conversations. I needed things that kept my brain, my professional business related brain going. So that's why I joined a network marketing company back then. But what I got was a lot more. So lack of clarity, not knowing what exactly your goal is, what exactly you want to do, exactly what your purpose is. And maybe your purpose is just making a couple $100s a month. Maybe your purpose is to become a director or become a diamond or become whatever it is that you want. You need to be clear on why it is that you're doing what you're doing if you want to combat that trigger of lack of clarity, okay? Everyone will not do anything when you are not clear. I mean, and it really doesn't even matter if it's in your business. You will not recruit if you're not sure how to do it. You will not duplicate if you don't know what to do. You will not build a customer base or create events or do any of those things if you don't know what to do and how to do it. You won't. Lack of clarity will just keep you there. Okay, that's just what it is. Fear of failure is the second trigger. Fear of failure. The fear of not meeting your expectations will always lead to procrastination. So many of us in business have the goal, just sign up 2 or 3 or just 1, right? Me plus 1, or me plus 3, or like whatever your structure is in your business, you have those goals. Now, one of the problems that people have is that when they set this goal and they're reaching out to people and those people are then not interested, or they're being ghosted, or they are not making it happen, so they are not joining your company, they're not joining your opportunity. What you do is your brain immediately thinks, they're not doing it because I'm not good enough, or what I have they don't want, right? I mean, you're thinking you failed. You're thinking you couldn't do it. That's why your fear of failure will actually breed. So next time you reach out, you're already stepping back. You're already thinking like, oh no, I don't think I can do this. Like, maybe I can do this. And so you're already taking less action, which when you take less action, what will happen? You will have less results, which then solidifies the issue that you've had in the first place. The fact that you are not able to do it, right? You're not able to fulfill the goal that you had set. So there you go. You have fear of failure. Fear of failure will lead to your procrastination. You will not win if that is what's going on for you. So how do you get past this? Okay, if fear of failure is one of your issues, if fear of failure is one of the things that you're dealing with, you need to lean in. Okay, first, lack of clarity, right? That was the first trigger. You need to be clear. You need to figure out exactly what it is that you're doing. And I don't know what this is doing. It's always like giving the thumbs up here. So you need to be clear of what you're wanting to do, and then you need to lean in when you feel fear, because like in this case scenario, you say you want to recruit so many people, but then they ghost you, so you stop. Okay? So you don't win. You're not succeeding. When you though lean in to it and you're actually doubling your activity, the likelihood that somebody will have a conversation with you and then like what you're having to sell is much higher than if you start procrastinating. So you've got to decide in the moment that when you feel that fear, that you need to get clear and double down on the activity. Like when I say clear, you need to be making sure real quick, yes, I'm supposed to be doing that. And then you got to lean in. You got to lean in and double down on the activity, because that is where it becomes uncomfortable. And they're saying like all the good things happen on the other side of the comfort zone. So you are going to be uncomfortable in that moment, but you're going to lean in and you are actually going to get there. Okay. Fear of failure this is how you combat it. And, everyone feels the fear of failure. It's quite normal. It's quite normal to fear failure, and it's healthy too. We think sometimes, oh, so bad to feel all these things. So when you think, oh, it's bad to feel the fear of failure, what's going to happen? You're going to trigger your shame. You're going to trigger your guilt, and those yucky emotions, what they do, they make you scroll on social media, do everything but the thing that you need to do. When in fact, fear of failure is quite healthy. You have to have a fear of failure. Okay. You have to have a fear of failure because some things you could be failing at. And the fear of failure just alerts you to double check and triple check. Okay. We forget that sometimes. We forget that we need to be grateful for the cues that we are getting and then actually work with them. Okay, we forget that. So when you get the cue, oh, there's something wrong here, then you go and you have to take the next step and lean into curiosity. That means you double check, do I do the right things? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? And then you double down on it because you make the decision. Okay. Well, doubling down on it could be a problem when you're dealing with a perfectionistic mindset, a perfectionism mindset. And to overcome that, I want to tell you the way how I see color is maybe not how you see color, right? If I see something pink, you may see something pink, but you may see a different shade of pink. Who knows? We wouldn't know. Okay, we wouldn't know. What I think is perfect, you don't think is perfect. If I love, let's take an example, okay? If I love bungee jumping, you'd be saying, would never want to do that. Well, I think it's a perfect experience. Well, you think this is awful. Okay. You have to understand that my perfect is not your perfect, and your perfect is not my perfect. So how can we measure, where's perfectionism come from? Think about it. Where's perfectionism come from? It's coming from a set of beliefs that you have been trained to think. It's coming from a set of beliefs that you have been taught, okay, by the standards that your caregivers, your environment has set for you. And if you do not do the work of identifying what paradigm do I have, what belief system am I operating on, what are my measures for what I think is perfect, you are not going to overcome this. So again, you got to lean in, you got to figure out, what do I think is perfect? Why do I think it's perfect? What kind of post do you think I should do, right? Why do I think it's perfect? Think, if I think 20, like let's say you're in business for health and wellness, okay? And you are comparing yourself, because most of us are comparing ourselves. Hang on, let me text somebody. Oh, I can't text because I have thing. My dog is barking downstairs a lot. So okay, so let's say we are comparing ourselves with a 20-year-old fitness model. Okay, 20-year-old fitness model, super great, looking awesome on IG, Instagram, this and this. Yet you are like me, 48 years old, and you are like dealing with premenopausal symptoms and hormones and all that kind of stuff, right? Now, you're dealing with the perfectionism, and you're looking at this post and you're thinking, dang, this person is like able to do all this stuff. And then you are like, I don't look so great in my gym clothes. Yes, you could possibly say, I cannot post this about me. I cannot post this workout about me. Or when you compare this with, with whatever your achievement in recruiting, this person recruits a lot. They have like 20 people on their downline, and you have one or two, right? You could say, oh, I cannot post this. I cannot do any of this stuff. Well, yes, you can, because their skill set is not yours. Their step 10 is not yours. Their network is not yours. And it doesn't even have to be yours. But we sometimes compare ourselves with the things that we think we should be like, when in fact, what we need to do is we need to embrace who we are. Because we have been given a mission. We have been given we have people that are assigned to us that we are supposed to help, right? We have this assortment of people that are going to wait for us, that we are meant to help. That's why we are having the calling. That's why we are feeling that we are wanting to do something. That's why we feel like we need to matter. That's why we feel like we need to be out there. We have this calling. We know we are supposed to do this. Okay. So why would we let that mission be taken away by the thought that we need to be like someone that has a completely different set of people assigned to them? Stop. Okay. Be who you are, figure out what your worth is, and your perfectionism won't be there anymore, because you're going to measure everything through your own skill set, your own belief system, your own, I know this. Okay. And I think that is great, whatever it is. So that is what we do in the one-on-one mentorship, by the way. You guys know, the people who are watching this right now, who are part of my mentorship, that you guys know, because we talk about it in the one-on-one coaching. We really define what that looks like for you. For everyone else here, if you are interested in that, make sure you check out the link below and hop on in there. So, but yes, through this course here, perfectionism, that's how you combat it. You got to get really clear, right? So clear on everything you're wanting to do. Fear of failure, lean in and double down. And then perfectionism, really get clear on what your beliefs are. What do you think? Not what everybody else thinks. You've got to become authentic. Authenticity is peace, guys. Authenticity is peace. Is when you can shed the expectation that everybody's got to love you. When you just show up the way you are, and the way how you believe, with your thoughts, with your words, with your everything, that's when you start winning. Because you're like shedding the weight that everybody has to love you and like you, because they don't. And the people who are assigned to you, they will find you, okay? They will find you the more you show up as you. All right, so next trigger of procrastination will be overwhelm, okay? Every mother in business and every mother period knows overwhelm. We know the mental load that we have to carry. We have to take care of the schedule that the children have. We have to deal with our business. We need to try to be, there for our customers. We have, like, there's so many different things, okay? We have to do marketing and content creation. We have to do recruiting. We have to be doing, customer acquisitions. We have to be doing prospecting. We have to like document this, track things. We have to duplicate. We have to be leaders. We have to do so many different things at the same time, right? Yet when they sell to you, oh, just join network marketing. It'll be easy, they say. Can still laugh about this. It's such a joke. Okay, stop feeling this. It's a joke. Network marketing is simple. The work itself is simple. It's not easy. You have to build a business, and you have to do it consistently, and you have to take the overwhelm out by becoming clear, leaning into your fear of failure, really structure it, prioritize it, figure out what do you need to do when, during what part of the day. Okay, and I teach that too in my one-on-one mentorship, by the way. There's also a course that you can take, but there are things that you need to do every single day that will help you with all these different aspects, right, of time. When you have that planned out, you won't be overwhelmed, because you're going to chop this big, huge block of stuff into smaller pieces, into bite-sized pieces. You're going to chop it down, you're going to do it, and you're going to compound the effects. And yes, some people it's going to take a little bit longer. Some people it's going to take a little less, right? It depends on what work you've already done in advance. I always have to laugh. There are some people who say, "Oh, I don't have a problem with the cold market." And I'm always like, yeah, because you already have thousands and thousands of followers. And when you say buy this, they're going to all buy it because you have the influence, right? That's not something to compare when you are someone who starts out in network marketing. If you are someone who starts out with like your 2, 3, or 100 people on Facebook, okay? That's not the same. You can't compare yourself with the diamond of your company, or with the super duper director, or whatever all those titles are. You can't compare apples and oranges. It's like the 20-year-old with the 40-year-old. You can't compare that. Okay, you've got to develop your own and figure it out and learn the steps and learn the skills. Okay, that's when you take the overwhelm out. When you learn the steps and the skills, you can take the overwhelm out and you start procrastinating. You stop procrastinating. Now, I talked so much already. Hang on one second. I trained a lot today. Sundays are my coaching days. Okay. So lack of motivation is another trigger. When you lack motivation, you won't do anything. You just won't do it, right? And how do you get the motivation? How do you get the purpose, the meaning behind it? My suggestion to you is the way how you get it is by attaching a meaning. Okay, so creating a movement. So mine is Walk It Free, where we heal, connect, and level up. And it has been founded in the death of my mom, the cancer journey that she went through, and my desire to turn pain into power, and taking this loss to creating this movement that will help women feel more empowered, more equipped, and ready to take actions to shed all this emotional pain that is holding them back, right? That's basically what I want to do. I want to inspire people to take the action, to conquer their challenges, and take the action so that they can live that meaningful life that they want to. Okay, because all the resentment, all the hurt, all the pain, all the procrastination, all of the shame on the guilt and all the stuff that breeds that dang cancer. It does, and it needs to be walked free. It needs to be gone. All right, back to this. That is my motivation. I can't stop. I cannot stop. Like, some people have seen all the things that I've gone through. Some of you have been with me for a long time, and you've been watching me and saying, like, "But this woman never stops. Why can I not? I can't stop. I would be giving up. Like, the moment I stop, you can tell I will be dead, because I will die doing this. Okay, I will do this. I was laughing about this. I will do this in the old folks' home when I'm old, right? I will be walking it free with my little walker. This is what I'm picturing, right? I'm going to like mobilize the old folks home and just make sure that everyone has all their ducks in a row when it comes to personal development, because you still can heal, you still can connect, and you still can level up every single stage of your life. It doesn't matter where you are in your business, where you are in your life. It doesn't matter. You can do it everywhere and anywhere, and you should be, because you know what? The only thing that matters is at the end of your life, when you're sitting in hospice, you're about to die, that you're looking back on your life and you say, you know what? I have done all the things that I need to do. I have done all the steps that I want to do. I have talked to all the people that I wanted to talk to. I have had the people in my life that I wanted, and that the hurt and the pain and the grief and all that stuff has been felt, processed, and moved. Okay? So that's basically what my movement is. What is it for you? Why did you start in your online business? Why are you doing it? You probably are doing it because you want to earn extra money. You probably may be doing it because somebody has told you that this would be a great opportunity. And here's a thought error so many have. Okay? You are in this to make friends. It might be an unpopular position of mine, right? You're not making friends in the beginning. Okay, so stop being scared that they're going to reject you. You're not making friends in the beginning. What you're doing is you're serving a pain point with whatever product you are selling. You are serving someone's needs. A Walmart or a Target or an Aldi or wherever you shop does not care how you emotionally feel, or if you like them when you walk out that store. Okay, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be emotionally feeling for your customers. You should, but you are not friends yet. When you sell something to somebody, you are not a friend yet. You're helping them with what they want to be served with. So you've got to be really clear in your mindset here. So what is your mission? Like, what could you, like, when you think about your customers, what do you help them with? Okay, what do you help them with, and how can you make that helping them more personal to you? How can you make that personal to you? Okay, so that it's so strong, anchored in your in your in your brain, that you are able to get it done. Okay, like you can't quit on it. That's basically what it is. You can't quit on it. You need to get into it, and you cannot quit on it. All right. So that's that. So that's the lack of motivation that people procrastinate with, and this is how you combat it. Okay. All right. So poor time management is another trigger. Poor time management and distractions. Poor time management comes from distractions. If distractions and poor time management comes from it. Okay, so when you are see, it's so funny. I'm talking about distractions, and I just got a testimony from a customer saying that my trainings are very valuable. So my brain immediately goes into like, oh, squirrel, what? All right, so see, this is what it is though. Okay, and here's my little tool. right? Here's my little tool. And I naturally just grabbed it. So how do you get yourself back into the game? Okay. Distractions are everywhere, all over the place. And these days they are even more. So you have to you have to know yourself. Okay. And then you have to utilize all the tools. I mean, they are giving little fidgets to the kids in school, right? Why? What does it do? It centers you. It centers you and brings you right here into the right here and now. And the right here and now is what your brain needs to snap out of this fight and flight and distraction mode back into, oh yeah, that's right. That's where I'm at. Okay. So that's how you deal with the distractions. Figure out a tool, figure out something. This one specifically has a different like surface, and it's like it has like bubbles inside of it, so it's like it feels really good. Like I like it a lot. But you figure out what works for you. Clear out your environment. Make sure that you don't have distractions too much by all the different stimuli that are happening, right? I don't like when my dogs are always barking, because then it keeps me distracted at all times. But right now there's nothing I can do. All right, poor time management is what keeps us from crushing it in our business. And I hear this often. I don't have time. I don't have time to do my business. I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do that. I do not have time. And even if you're a prospect, like you are thinking about entering into network marketing opportunity at some sort, right? Or you've been thinking about it, and you are saying that, oh, I don't have time to do that. You don't have to have a lot of time. You do have to have a lot of focus, or someone that keeps you focused. See, these trainings have actually like I started this group. I started this virtual upline group because I suffered many years from not having anybody that trained me, having not anybody that was helping me to navigate the cold market. Cold market is not cold market for everybody, right? Some people's cold market, like I said earlier, consists out of thousands of people because they already have the influence, or they already having the network or the social circle or whatever. It's not the same as a cold market when you do not know anybody, and you have to warm them up, and you have to get to know somebody. And when you don't have a brand, if you don't have a skill, if you don't have any of this, they won't get to know you, because they don't want, like, you're weird. Like, you're weird if you just show up that way. Like, I mean, my conversations were so weird. Like, and sometimes some people even think they're still weird now, right? I mean, it's just, and so if I would have not dealt with what's my worth, what do I bring to the table, I need to have clear, what do I do when, right? Time management. What do I do when do I post, when do I create my content, when do I do what? I would never be able to have 3 kids in travel sports, right? Doing a full-time job, doing this full-time, like being volunteering in church and doing all the things. How would I ever do these things? I would never be able to do these things if I wouldn't have good time management skills. I mean, actually, it's something I totally accelerate in. Okay. All right. So one other thing that keeps you in procrastination, and that's a trigger, big trigger for procrastination, is low self-efficiency. Okay. Doubting your ability that you can complete all the tasks that you need to do. That is something that is super big. Wait for the last one. That's my favorite now. Okay, so that's super big, right? The fact that you don't think that you have the skills probably leads me to believe that you don't have the skills, because the people who have acquired the skills through study, they know they have the skills. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with you knowing that you don't have the skills. You have to understand, if you don't know the skills, you got to only know one thing. who can I ask? So if you, obviously I'm talking to you right now, you are already in my coaching program, you are already here, you already have a coach, you can ask me anytime. That's why we're doing this, right? For all you on Facebook, if you're watching this, get into the either one-on-one mentorship or the virtual mentorship, and you have somebody you can ask. That's the first step. You've got to lean in, okay? And when you don't know how to do something, you've got to ask. And then you have information. With information, you have power. With knowledge comes power, okay? It's always like that. Knowledge brings power. So there you go. So you can combat that with just knowing what to do, right? When we sit here and we're like, I know I need to recruit, but I can't recruit anybody because I don't know what to do. I mean, guys, it has taken me years, okay, to learn how to recruit and how to get it all done because I had no one who could show me the path. This is why I'm so passionate about this program here and my coaching Rocket Free for Entrepreneurs, because no one showed me the path and I didn't have anybody, and I want to show you the path because I suffered. And if I would have not been so dang stubborn, I would have probably quit, and I don't want you to quit because it is a good opportunity. I mean, building a business online is something that really saved me. When I had to go overseas, to be with my mom, I still drew an income. When I, was home because my husband was traveling a lot, I was still able to talk to adults. I was still able to do all the things. I grew myself personally. I had skills. I have marketing skills now. I have sales skills now. I have things that are helping me build business, okay, and making money. It is skills that no one can ever take away from me. And I would have never had those if I would have not ended up being in a network marketing opportunity. And that is why I am so passionate about it. What I'm not passionate about is how network marketing is being perceived, right? It's like, oh, just make all the friends and go on to the trips and this and this and this and this. Okay, that's not like this for everyone. This may be becoming for you when you recruit and you have leaders, and your leaders then are like, and together you guys become like how my other mentor always said, like friends to family, no, strangers to friends and friends to family. Fraser Brooks always says that. And it's true, right? Strangers become friends and friends become family. And then, that's when you go on the trips and have all the stuff. But not when you don't have that network, not when you are starting like I did in a cold market, right? And you just have a desire to create better than you, that you just have a desire to do more than what you have been doing before. Okay. All right. So my last one here for lack of accountability is lack of accountability. Okay. Procrastination trigger number one. That is the one that was the biggest one for me. For all these years, I've been trying to figure out what is it that is holding me back? What is it that I'm not doing? Why am I not doing it? Why, like certain things. And I have to be honest with you. And this is, I'm sharing this vulnerable piece of my journey with you because I want you to be empowered to also be very vulnerable with yourself. Okay. You cannot do this business if you are not vulnerable with yourself, if you don't understand what it is that you want to do. Okay. Now, I was lazy. I didn't have anybody who had the intensity that I had starting out. So I had no accountability partner because nobody wanted to do the things the way how I wanted to do the things. And nobody believed, like nobody was in my position at that time. I was like in the cold market and everybody else built in a warm market. And it was just, I didn't have anybody who was my accountable part that did the things the way how I needed to do things. And I didn't seek anybody out because their journeys couldn't compare to what I needed to do. Okay. And so I ended up being lazy until I learned, and my personal development was so big that I was able to coach myself, and that I sit down now every single day and say, what'd you do today? Like, why did you not do that? And I ask myself the hard questions, and I sit and I journal and I hold myself accountable. And of course, I invested into mentorship, and this mentorship held me accountable. And that's how I ended up realizing how little I was accountable, how little I was actually true to my word, how little I wasn't doing, or I was doing, when in fact I should have and I could have done a lot more. Okay. So yeah, I can wallow now in regret and think like all the things, or I can start moving forward. So it depends on what you want to do, right? I urge you, if you are not where you want to be, that is the biggest piece. The accountability is the biggest piece, because you will not see your blind spots. Okay, so you now talking to your teams, right? In my coaching program, you have teams. Talk to your teams and make sure they have an accountability part. If they are not doing what they're supposed to do, it's because they may be not having an accountability partner. You got to be their accountability partner, or you put them into my mentorship program, and then I'm their accountability partner. The benefit of a mentor, right? And you know that, but the benefit to a mentor is the fact that you are actually, like, I have an vested interest that you will succeed. I want you to succeed, because then I fulfill my goal of I matter, because I made an impact for you in your life. I created a ripple effect for you and your family, right? And so I have a vested interest in making sure you're going to win. You're going to make sure that this is the way how to do it. And that's why a paid mentor is always better than just a friend, because a friend wants your friendship, right? Think about it. A friend wants to be friends with you. Well, they're not going to tell you the hard things. They're not going to tell you you're lazy. They're not going to say, hey, excuse me, why were your priorities off grid today? Okay. Why did you feel like you needed this over that? What is going on for you? Nobody can work this through with you other than a mentor, right? That has the ability to take care of that. So that is the procrastination triggers. That's the end of that training today. Next week we're going to be talking more on how we can like break things down, and how to overcome like some of that self-sabotage, and how to really work with these other triggers and these other situations that we have, and how to break them down manageable. So be excited for that. And I can't wait. This whole month of February, we're going to knock that out of the park, and we are going to be able to move into March, right? And into then the next quarter, because I'm telling you guys, this is it. Like, you have to really make every moment count. You have to make every second, every day, every week, everything count if you want to get somewhere. And when I say get somewhere, I'm not talking about big goals like being top of company, unless that's what you want. But if you want a paycheck, you've got to start in the beginning. And so many of us don't even know that you need to create leads, and leads need to become prospects, and prospects need to become, customers, and then customers need to become business builders. And there's so many different steps involved, and you need to do all the things. See, and this is what drives me insane. It's people sell network marketing, social selling, call it what you want. Okay. They're selling it as it's so easy. Just talk to your friends, 3 friends, and it's going to do this. I've done the same thing. I'm sorry. I was guilty of it, but it's not that easy. It's a skill that you need to learn. You need to be aware of it. It's like a job you have to learn. You wouldn't expect to move 200-ton freight, right? I always talk about logistics because that's the industry that I'm in too. So you do not talk or move a 200-ton piece without preparation. You are not moving that without having skill. You're not moving that without being very understanding of what your circumstances are supposed to be like, who needs to be involved, how will this look like. You plan this out. Doing business and network marketing is no different. You have to plan it out. What is your mission? What is your vision? Where do you want it to go? What are your values that you're offering? Who are you selling to? What are you offering for them? Right? What are they getting from you? That's the benefit. I mean, anyone can go to a store. Think about it. Anybody can go to the store, and people go to the store. So don't even think about the fact that people are not having any money, right? People don't buy from you. That's all nonsense. People buy stuff all the time. Okay, but they may not buy from you because they're not convinced that you can actually help them. They're not convinced that they even know what you have to offer. Oh, yeah, I've talked about my business for a long time. No one seems to know what I sell. Do you know what I sell? Drop it in the comments if you know what I sell. Anyway, so there we go. That's what that is. So get excited for the month of February. And you on Facebook, you guys, if you are interested in this, I'm going to stop the recording right now, and then I'm going to talk to Facebook. So anyway, see you next week.